Hello people, yet again another little video coming through here today. Struggling to find things to talk about without repeating myself from what I've spoken previously. I guess looking at mentality, yet again it's all mentality based which I speak on, I think about it. Nothing changes if nothing changes, everyone knows that saying, but I think what's important is the idea where it comes to ego and not competence. Let's just talk about like the ego and the identity of oneself. If you are someone that thinks, or if you're someone that knows you're not necessarily happy with how you are currently, then you've really got to look at what it is you spend your time doing. And you are, classic saying, right, a product of your environment. That's obviously going to be very much true. And you've got to shift the identity. So you've got to imagine the person that you want to be like. Like if you were to look at yourself and be honest and look at the flaws in yourself, what would you say are things that you want to be? Who is it like? Have you got a vision board of who you want to be? Have you even thought about who it is you want to be? Like, you're not happy with how you are, but have you discussed with yourself, painted a picture of the future of what you want to be? Well, if you haven't, then how are you going to get there? Right, you're just going to flow through life and adapt on scenario. But if you have planned out and drawn, literally painted a picture with what it is you want to do, which you can go on Pinterest, you can go there, just get a load of different images of things you like, you'll be able to live that life that you want to. But you've got to focus on it first, you've got to imagine it, and then you've got to be humble enough to understand that you don't know everything. And in doing so, that'll allow your brain to change, because essentially if you think you know everything, how are you going to change, right? If you think you know everything, etc., etc., why would your brain even try and adapt and change who you are as a person? Because it already knows everything. So you've got to, imagine, just be humble, just understand, okay, right now, your decision-making process and your mentality has got you to where you are currently. Now, if you're not happy currently, why would you use that same decision-making process and mentality in the future? You've got to do things that are different. You've got to change things. If your routine consists of waking up, wanking, and staying in bed doom scrolling, there's a reason you're at that current level where you are. You've got to change that. Like, when you think about the person you want to be, what's his routine? What's her routine? Just think about that, and then when you wake up, you're like, oh, do I really want to go for that run? Well, 50k a month Morgan would go for a run, so I'm going to go for a run, And it helps with that motivation. Because when you wake up and you think, what's the point? I could just stay in bed. That's when you think about the person you want to be, and you've drilled it in your brain that, well, I know that person would do this. So you just start doing it. Just step in that person's shoes. Walk in those shoes for a bit. Suddenly those shoes fit you. I hope you guys can hear me right. I don't know if the audio on this picks it up that well, but that's kind of it. That's all I really wanted to express. I don't really have too much of a plan with it, to be fair, but I feel like I'm quite happy with how that's come out. I feel like my vision was clear on that. Obviously going on a few tangents as I usually do, but that's because my mentality thinks that I usually do that. I've got to change the mentality and be open to the fact that I am concise and I am precise with my articulation of words, But have a lovely night, guys. Enjoy the little moments in life as well. Goodbye.